If you feel a little confused and overwhelmed by the contradictory information that you often hear with regard to fitness and health and wellness and diet, you're not alone. I want to dispel 3 common paradoxes when it comes to weight loss. The first is that it doesn't work to eat less and move more. Well, if you investigate that a little further, it actually does work. And you know that to be true because you've probably lost weight by doing that. There's probably been a period of time in your life where you actually did eat a lot less and you moved a lot more and you probably lost weight. But yet you hear that that doesn't work. Well, where the paradox comes into this is that it doesn't work long term. So to answer whether or not it works, you have to define how you believe what success looks like. So for most people, success isn't something that lasts short term. Like losing weight for most people is not the hard part. The part that feels impossible is keeping it off. And the fact of the matter is, if you continually cut calories and exercise more, your body's job is to balance things out. And it's like, oh, okay, so you've got a lot of energy going out and you don't have a lot of energy coming in. So we will help you by slowing your metabolism. Then what happens if you go back to eating just a little bit more, exercising just a little bit less? What happens next? Weight gain, which for most people would say, okay, that doesn't work. So does it work? Yes, short term. Does it work long term? Hell no. Paradox number 2, that diets don't work. Well, that's a paradox because if you investigate a little further, you find out, and I'm sure you know this, that most diets do work. And as a matter of fact, just about every diet works. There's going to be somebody who's lost weight on just about any diet you can think of. And that same diet for some people caused weight gain. So why do we say that diets don't work? Well, because most of us have got to the point where we realize they don't work long term. But you see, it's so tempting, right? Because at first when you go on any diet, you're paying attention and your body's like, oh, this is something new. And it hasn't kicked in to adaptation or homeostasis yet. So your body's like, oh, wow, this is different. And you lose weight. The smarter your body becomes, and then homeostasis kicks in. And that's your body's ability to say like, oh, okay, so this is what you're going to be doing. So we're going to adjust accordingly. And then you maybe lighten up a little bit. You're not as particular about how you're eating, just a little bit, and the weight comes back on. And then you're annoyed and frustrated. You're like, well, this is my diet and I am keto for life, or I am paleo, or I am vegan, or I am vegetarian, like whatever you swear that you are, right? And then you do it harder and you beat yourself up and you're like, well, the problem is I'm not being disciplined enough. Well, that's not the problem. The problem is your body wasn't meant to do the same diet indefinitely. Paradox number 3, that if you just know what to eat and what exercise program to do, you will lose weight. Well, unfortunately, that's not true. Do you know what will determine if in fact you're going to be successful in losing weight or whatever it is that your health objective may be? I'll tell you what it is. It's the narrative. It's the story that you're telling yourself. And I mean, this is true whether you're talking about health and fitness or business or your relationships or getting that promotion. Everything starts and ends with your belief, right? So if you know that someone's got this great opportunity for you, but it's probably not going to work out for you, you're probably right. If you're thinking about buying the 131 method, my new book, but you also believe, I'm going to do that because I like Chalene, I support her, and it sounds really good, and I want to be healthy, but it's probably not going to work for me. You're probably right. And I just have to be honest with you and tell you, like, that's the truth. So if you want something to change, you have got to start by changing the narrative. Like, your body will only respond according to what your beliefs tell it it's capable of. So if you're telling yourself, if you've got this narrative in your head, like everybody in my family's overweight, or my genes are such that I'm always going to be a big girl, or, you know, everyone in my family has a difficult time putting on muscle, or you know, we all have cellulite. Well, like whatever the narrative it is, you're repeating that over and over in your head, like that becomes your outcome. So if you want to change this and you want to change it permanently, you've got to start with mindset. You've got to start with mindset. And you can change it with mindset, but it takes repetition. It means you got to listen to the right message over and over and over again. You've got to listen to it until it becomes the way you think. That's why I want to help you with your mindset. Now, if you're seeing this before April 16th, I want to give you a free mindset audio coaching program. It's free. After the 16th, it's still available and you can find it at chalenejohnson.com, priced at $97. But if you're watching this before April 16th, it's yours as a gift for pre-ordering my book. All you have to do is go to 131book.com. You enter your order number there and I'll send it to you. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I have a vested interest in you being successful. And I know that you are fighting against the voices in your head, the stories you've been telling yourself. But we can change the outcome. We can change your body. We can transform your health if we can change the narrative in your head. And it starts with mindset. I believe in you. You need to believe in you. All right. I love you. I mean it. Talk to you soon.